a certain way. And that's what his first ministry was to Saul, was to provide him with music. So he loved music from his youth. So it was only befitting that once he became king and he established the kingdom, and in the Almighty's house, he put priests there. I said all priests had different chores. He put priests there, and the only thing that they was meant to do was to sing songs. That was their job, was to sing songs. And his son, being with his father, we talked about last week, being with his daddy, he picked it up from his youth. Huh? He loved them songs. I liked it. I used to be with my father. Put them old 8 tracks in. Some of y'all don't know about them 8 tracks. Some of you do. Put them old 8 tracks in and play the old Sam Cooke, Al Green. You lay back and just listen to it all night long. I just be looking, and I lo and behold, you know, more advanced I get, that's what I put them songs in. Artists of my time. And I didn't know it, but it passed on. I come to the living room one night, I'm hearing these old songs, and I said, well, I ain't got no radio on. What's this? Jackie Wilson. I said, I ain't left that no I ain't listen to no Jackie Wilson. The one just walked by you. He in there with his headphones on, and he I said, boy, what you know about it? What you mean? What I know? I've been riding around with you. So it's the rub off effect. But yeah, David from his youth loved it. He loved it, and he just understood what music was. He knew the Almighty loved music. That's why he wrote the song. He said, come into his house with thanksgiving and pray, make a joyful noise. Sing. He wrote a lot of songs where he said, sing unto Yah. Sing unto the Most High. He wrote a lot of songs talking about singing. So it's a big thing. When you go to seminar, that's a course you have to take. You take a course, and when you go to learn to be a preacher, you take a course in music when you go to seminar. Because it's integral. Me and my elder sister, we was in church this week. And we were looking around at, haven't been in one so long, so I guess we had to double take. I said, we're looking around at how they had it set up. And, and once I briefly saw what I needed to see, I said, yeah, I remember all that. I remember all that, and I know exactly how it goes. So, but yeah, that music can, what's the old saying? That music can soothe the savage beast. If you put the right music on. That's why music has different, you use music at different times for different things.
Then to dwell in the tents of wickedness. For Yahweh Elohim is a sun and shield. Yahweh give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. O Yahweh of hosts, blessed is the man that trusts in thee. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I just want to give thanks and praise to Yah, because it got to get trusted. I need some work on my truck, and every day that I'm out working, I got to sit and wait and sit and wait. And I got to trust in Yah that it's going to start until I get what I need to get done, what I need to get done. And every day it starts. And I just give thanks and praise to Yah for these little blessings that he's showing me to let me know that he's still with me and he's still walking with me. So hallelujah, 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 praise the mighty Yahweh, hallelujah.
also want to add to that. I pray yeah. I've been having problems with my car too, and it's so funny because I don't like change in a way. Be honest. And if you change on me, like my husband know, you change on me, oh, you something about to go wrong, and I have a hard time accepting that. So I'm working on that within myself. And Thursday, or the THU day, I had plans to go to a comedy show. My car started acting up. I'm like, today of all days. But then I had gave thanks because I was able to go out to a comedy show the day before. So, and then at the same time, I was so tired, but I had gave my word to somebody that, I'll be there to support. And I thought about it like, well, heck, I just supported you the day before, and I really am tired, and my car, I had just got off of 75 North, and traffic was horrible. And I'm like, well, my car not allowing me to go past 35, and it's a half an hour drive, and it's hour, and the show started at 7:30, it's 6:57. I'm not gonna make it anyway, because my car is driving so slow. And then I had to think about it. I had to tell really talk to myself and say, is it worth it? Is it really worth? And you got stuff to do for your sister the following day, stuff to do for your sister on the second day. Is it really worth chancing it? And then what if your car gets stuck up there? And so I had to really reason with myself. And it just felt good because I had told the brother, like, look, I'm not going to make it. He was cool about it. And then my sister and my brother, his wife, I don't know if they met, I didn't even ask, but they was going in my place and Zuriel place. And she couldn't make it either last minute. But the tickets was there. So everything worked out if the brother or sister was able to make it. If it didn't, it still worked out because it's on y'all's time. But it felt good to be able to go home and just get that rest that I needed. I was exhausted anyway, so I didn't need to go. But it was, for me, that was a little improvement in myself because I was fine. I wasn't raising sand with the kids and didn't have no attitude, wasn't fussing. I really needed the rest, and so it was good to know that y'all set me down and sit, rest. And so hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And let me say it. The truth of the matter is, there's few people that embrace change.
Yes.
That's why there's a lot of people that's where they're at,
Yes, sir.
desiring to be somewhere else. But they desiring to be somewhere else, but that's all they have is desire, because you can't make the necessary changes.
Hallelujah.
That is going to be a pivotal point also as we talk about Passover. Because there's nothing new under the sun.
All right.
You have people who desire to be free. But they didn't want to make changes to be free. See, if you want something other than what you already have, you have to make a change.
Yes, sir.
You don't get nothing being the same way that you already are.
That's right.
You won't get not what you really seeking. This was Roy browsing through my phone, the guy, and I looked at this thing, and he was over in because I know where he was over in Dubai. He pointed out one of the world's most fanciest hotels. That's where it's at, in Dubai. Mm-hmm. And he pointed out, and he was on the beach, and he was like, look. And he was like, look. He said, man. He's like, look at me. He said, come on here. And he was just, exuberant about how he was living. Mm-hmm. He said, a lot of you, I know what you're saying. He said, because I was you. He said, I was you. He said, but look at me now. He said, I'm able to be over here. I'm able to do this for my kids. I'm able to do that. I'm able to do this. He said, and what I found out, what was the only thing stopping me? He said, me. He said, the moment I desired to be the change that I wanted to see, he said, man, I took off. I took off. Change. In some instance in scripture, you're going to read that change is a staple of the Almighty moving with you. Only change he says he don't want is the change in things that talk about your integrity, your righteousness, your commitment to him. But in that, you're going to find, see, that you have to change. You have to adapt. 90 years old, and they come to a man and tell him, it's time to leave your father's house. You say, what? You say, what? It's time to go. You don't think he was settled? You don't think he was very comfortable? You don't think he was very established? This was his comfort base. This is what he had known, not only childhood, this is what he had known all his life. And for him, he probably thinking he at the end of his life. So what need is there to pick up and do anything different now? But the Almighty said, no, let's go. He had to get up. He had to go. That's a big change. Now, when he goes, does he just go from station A to station Z just that quick and it's over? He's back to being settled? No. No. He goes from station A to station B to station C to station. Things keep changing. Then, through the change, Almighty has been showing me, I've been wondering what's been going on for these few months. And like I say, you just got to let go and let Yah.
Hallelujah.
And let him give you answers. Because you start praying, I want answers, but you want your answer.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you want answers, just relax. Let me give you an answer. Because I'm not going to forsake you if you don't forsake me. And every answer you seeking, you're going to get it. It might not be the answer that how you want me to answer, but I'm going to answer it. And I know your latter end. I know your latter end. Like he told children, I know what I have for you, the thoughts I have for you. You don't. But I do. So you have to be willing to be a creature of, not of habit necessarily, but you have to be willing to be able to see one of the strongest plants that there is the palm tree. Do anybody know why the palm tree is one of the strongest trees that there is? How?
It bends with the wind.
That's right. Whatever way that wind blows. See, it don't try to stand up.
It got some rubber in it.
It's not so rigid and stiff. It's not so rigid and stiff like spruces and hard trees that when the wind blows and it's trying to buck against it, that wind just shears it in half. Because it's so rigid. It's so stiff. That palm tree, when you see the wind blow, it's just going. But when the wind get done, I'm back.
Rubber band.
But the wind blow this way, and then it changes and go this way. You just see it shift. You just see it. It moves with it.
Yes, sir.
And that's what makes it one of the most durable trees. Because it moves with the flow of things. Knowing that it's going to come back after the storm, it's going to come back to its natural state. Because of fear, because of trepidation, because of unknown, because of comfortability, we like to often when the wind moves, we like to try to move against it. Because I got to get back. I got to get back there. But there might be gone. I got to get back to the house. The house might be level. Where the winds of change told you, man, you better go this way and chill for a minute and sit somewhere for a minute and worry about the house later on. But we worried about what somebody else gonna say. Worried about what somebody else gonna think. But they go, oh, you ain't got what I. So if that's where the winds of change blow you, huh? See, like I said last week, you don't have no story, you can't give no glory.
Hallelujah.
Some of the most successful people have been successful because they've learned how to be adaptable.
All right. Hallelujah.
And take everything, and they learned it. Now, I ain't saying this, they've learned it to take everything that's thrown at them and turn it to some kind of way work in their favor. That's called being adaptable. Car broke down. People with adaptable mind, they ain't stressing like, oh, Lord, man. Car broke down. They like, man, okay. How we make this thing work? Well, we're gonna walk a little more. We're gonna get on the boat. We're gonna say, I ain't gotta pay gas money. I was paying $50 for gas every week. I take that $50, put it over here, put it to this. Next thing you know, they come out of that, and they're like, oh, all that 50 got stacked up. They take things not necessarily directly as it is only, but how it is, but how they want it to maneuver it to be. And if we're talking about, because people are talking about, like I said, going home, you're talking about being delivered. The people are still talking about it. Yeah, they're talking about it. I'm gonna tell you now, not gonna be able to be a creature of habit. You're gonna have to talk about a little uncomfortability, doing things differently. See, that's part of what the Feast of Unleavened Bread is. Like Sis said, it's not woe is me, not a negative time. It's just doing things, and it's not that you don't eat. It's not that you can't still revel and eat them.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's just doing things. All they did was they had to do things in a different manner. Where they had bread that they could sit up and let it rise and let it go. They had to spend the first 7 days coming out of Egypt eating bread that did not rise.
Hallelujah.
Didn't say they didn't eat.
That's right.
That's why he said it is hard. It is hard. It's a pilgrimage. It's some you don't come to it, you don't make a pilgrimage to nothing that don't have great significance.
Hallelujah.
He said, this is hard. Come. And when you come and for 7 days, when you read that, you come to Jerusalem and for 7 days, now tell me if this is woe with me, you are going to celebrate.
Hallelujah.
You're going to celebrate. They didn't say you come in there and you put on all sackcloth and you walk around. We ain't we ain't got nothing to eat. Let's lay down and roll around in ashes. Because you can't go to Buskins. And we still have a donut. It's just an 11 donut. You just take your cake, poke a hole through it. You can still use sugar, get some sugar, and paste it up and spread it on. That's a glazed donut. It just ain't risen. You can still satisfy that too. Huh?
Yes, sir.
There's ways.
There's the wheel.
Lisa said one time, she said a woman came in the shop. A lot of y'all wasn't there with him, so y'all don't know the story. But he said, man, she came in the shop one year and bought him a, you remember this, Elder John? Bought him a cake. Big cake. Big fluffy cake. And he said, you know, I can't eat that. It's the feast of unleavened bread. She said, why you can't eat it? He said, you see that cake? He said, ain't no leaven in that cake. He said, how you get it so raw, like, how you get it so big like that? She said, I fluffed up egg white and beat it and baked it with that. That's not leaven.
Yes.
That's not leaven. So to fool the eyes, huh? To fool the eyes, the sense of the eyes, the mouth, huh? She found a way around it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't nothing leavening about it at all. But it looked like for your eyes, since you're sitting there, you got you a cake. And that's what it's working on. See, these senses are there's something too.
Hallelujah.
That's what you wrestle with.
Yeah.
I can't eat that. Unleavened bread. I can't eat. Because your eyes is telling you it don't look like Hostess and Wonder Bread and the big loaf. That's your eyes and your mind. It's bread. Man, they had bread when y'all couldn't get it. I couldn't get it turned out enough. I said, these jokers, you know, I won't make so much. You know, be with me. Man, they going through bread. Is it any more? Is it any more? I said, what is this? Because it was still stuff he could do. There was still herbs and spices and butter and all kind of things we could add to it. And man, they was tearing it up. And one night we had bread, we had lamb. It wasn't Passover. We had lamb and a roast. Man, them, I thought it was gonna be a riot when I told them it wasn't no more. Down to the littlest one. And they looking at bones. I said, see, this ain't, huh? So nah, this don't bring no trepidation. It shouldn't bring no trepidation. And if we were living in the time and know what it means, it wouldn't have brought no trepidation. Because it not was a time of trepidation. This was a time of liberation.
Yeah.
You think they cared about if the bread was when they was able to finally walk off from under the whip and the stroke of oppression and tyranny and cruelty? You think they cared about the form of their bread?
Word in the word.
No, you wouldn't.
Hallelujah.
We supposed to be getting into her.
Yeah, because I got some questions. I will pretty much what my husband asked. So I'm pretty sure you'll answer it as you go along.
Yes, ma'am. Then we're gonna get right into it. I was supposed to be getting into it because I was gonna try to split and segment this today. We're gonna do the first 6 chapters and then break, and then the second 6 So we're going up to 12. So that's how we, and the handouts are for us to see some things,
Okay.
clear up some things. But yes, ma'am.
This is just good. I was just taking all kind of notes. But I was gonna say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I was gonna say change is a good thing because I can say for me, because of the drastic change that I made, I now have a shot at life and just being able to live right.
Hallelujah.
I was gonna say, versus like I know what Sister B was saying about the Feast of Unleavened Bread, about it being a good thing. I was just thinking that it's a time for us to go through a physical cleansing for our bodies and then also a spiritual cleansing. And with it, we'll be able to feed more on the word of the Most High, and because it is a great time for us to become humble and strive to be that righteous meekness person. And but my comment, the verse was from Psalms 92, verse 5. Oh Yahweh, how great are your works and your thoughts are very deep. Like I said, it is a purpose to this Feast of Unleavened Bread. We all, it goes beyond what we can, what we even think, what we can even imagine. It serves the greatest purpose. And so I'm going to say praise Yahweh for that. And I wrote down here, oh yeah, I said we're going to get puffed down so that Yahweh rises up.
Hallelujah.
Because it is a good time. It is a celebration. It is something that we should look forward to. Praise John. I want to say hallelujah for the story that you just gave about my religion, because I had a recipe for a homemade pound cake that you don't need any. There's no leavening agents. When you pour that thing in that bundt pan, it's the same. It's gonna be very full. And it's the same. Now the flour and stuff, it sticks together more, so it's not any. A regular cake that's not there because you can't have any yeast or any leavening. So I definitely want to praise y'all for that. Because that's a recipe that I use, and I want to thank y'all because I can have me some sweet cake this coming Feast of Unleavened Bread, and then it is a wonderful thing to have.
Hallelujah.
Cause I still enjoy my hamburger.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just on unleavened bread.
You make your own bun.
It's just on unleavened bread. Look, some places they make hamburgers with flat bread.
Yes. Hallelujah.
See, this is one of the few places, this is one of the few countries, well, I won't say one of the few, but this is one of the countries that really got big on bread being large. When you go to most Middle Eastern countries, your bread is flat.
Yeah.
When you go to most African countries, you say, bro, you always talking stuff like you've been around the world. Nah, I ain't been around the world. The world done came to me. All you gotta do is go right up here on Clifton, where they got a multitude of different kind of restaurants. From Middle East, African, they got a multitude. Greek, Indian, they got a multitude. And when you go there, all you gotta do is ask them, let me get some tandoori. It's flat. The bread is flat. Crispy, doughy, but it's baked and it's flat. And it's good. It's good. Even your Spanish people, they ever gave you some hostess bread or one bread to make a taco?
No.
Big old thick piece of bread to make a taco. Have you ever went somewhere and they gave you that? It's a little what? Flat piece of what?
Piece of bread.
Huh? Talk to me now. What is it?
Piece of meal, cornmeal, bread.
So thank you. So while we once it come around, we say, this is I can't eat that. And you eat taco? Yeah. What you eating? I know you eat taco. You put some of them away. Burrito, that is flat bread, unleavened bread.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The things that make you go,
It's just like I hear people, they tell me in the winter, I can't drink no water.
Who?
I say, stop. You can't drink no water. No, I don't drink no water in the wintertime. Why? I say, you drink coffee? Yes.
That's water.
I said, I want you to tell me what coffee made out of. There's boiled water. Stop right there. Stop right there.
That's the shenanigans.
If you don't have water, You don't have your car. The mind. The mind. That's why David concentrated when he was dying. That's why he told Solomon, serve Yah with a what? Perfect heart and a willing. That means give your will. Give your mind over to him. Don't let it be so rigid. People's minds is rigid.
Hallelujah.
Let me, before we go to Pastor, I know we got brothers being questioned about the unleavened bread. Was unleavened bread, Brother Ben?
Yeah.
How long, what was the question again? How long was it to be celebrated or?
I asked what type of leaven you took to get our house.
Yes, that was part of it. Uh-huh.
And to ask question, to add count, they said they celebrate then on the 16th day.
Yes,
Oh, celebrate early.
on the 16th day. I heard that. I heard it. I didn't get it from the horse's mouth, so which would be the source. But I'll say this: if anybody, so I can just don't have to say I'm talking about nobody specific. If anybody is saying you start the Feast of Unleavened Bread on the 16th day of the month, they're wrong. Because there is no place in Scripture where Yah is gonna say it starts on the 16th day of the month. Again, not that I'm saying it because I don't like it. I'm saying it because you're saying something that is unfounded by Scripture. Unless you have been so bold as to go and write your own scriptures. You've done that, then there's no more we have to talk about. There's no more we got to talk about. Because I remove myself from any further conversations with you.
You say you the book of Eli now.
Yeah, you ain't even that, because at least he stayed to the scripture. He quoted everything that came out of the scripture.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know what. Again, there is no place to tell you to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread on the 16th of any month. It's just that simple. Yes, sir. Oh, my
Question.
I gotta break
Question.
myself
All
down.
right. Now,
He always give me in trouble. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. So, as far as the leaven, all right, I know I done seen over times, we done got a real in depth about leavening ages and things like that. But I just want to keep it real simple. The leavening should be out of our houses. We have until first light tomorrow. All right, hallelujah.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
It don't start tonight.
To get all the leavening out.
So even if you want to leave, get your nice turkey on turkey.
Hallelujah.
Wheat over rye. And you want to put it on that thick bread, you can do so.
So you can eat that tonight.
Yeah, because it don't start tonight. There is reason why, as you read scripture, there is reason why.
2 verses in there I want to say.
There is reason why the night of the 14th they had unleavened bread with the meal. And that is because, unlike us, like I said, notice what I said. I said you can eat it tonight.
Right.
But here's what I'll say. If you go into your home to make the sandwich, you probably wouldn't be eating it because so that you are clear and precise that nothing is there,
That's right.
it should be out of your home tonight.
Right.
See, they didn't bake a whole bunch of leavened bread to eat that night, knowing that that next day when they woke up, they were not to have unleavened bread. So the Almighty built it into his law to safeguard his people, because he know how we are. He built it into the Passover that the night of the Passover, they ate unleavened bread so that the next day, once they journeyed, they would be fit for unleavened bread.
Right.
See, Almighty is very precise. He's very concise, very organized, very, very to the point. And just like when he told Moses, he said, prepare them against the third day. See, he never does nothing, he said, prepare them against the third day. Tell no man to come near his woman. He got it. And wash his clothes. He got it. This day, he got another day. Now, don't tell him to wait till the third day, because he's supposed to already have it done, because on the third day, I'm coming down. So tell him to prepare himself against the third day. Just like Sabbath day. Don't tell him to wake up on Sabbath day trying to find his clothes, Brother Aaron. Don't tell him to wake up on Sabbath day talking about, oh, that's wrinkled. I got to get the wrinkles out, Brother Aaron. 6 days. Should you labor and do all your work. And on the 6th day, you should definitely start gearing your mind. That's why that's called preparation day. So you don't be fidgety and fumbly and haphazardly about doing a lot of stuff you shouldn't have to be burning your mind with on the Sabbath. You can wake up and enjoy the Sabbath, the simplicity of just the Sabbath. Prepare yourself against things. What season is this? Seed time. What they call spring. Going into summer. Do you know? Now I'm about to, because see, this is what the Almighty, and he been showing, we just have to be students of what he showed me. In summertime, what should you shop for?
Hallelujah.
In wintertime, what should you shop for? Prepare yourself against what you know is coming.
Hallelujah.
But we wait till it gets up on us.
Last minute.
Huh?
6 below outside.
Huh? The old folks, they used to use something in the store called what? They don't have it too much, but the old folks, they knew it. They used to use something. There you go. Lay it away.
Lay it away.
Lay it away, Jack. Huh? Lay it away. That was a big phrase in my house. We're gonna lay this away.
Yeah.
Lay it away. What you talking about? We're gonna go get pay on it and pay on it. And then when school comes, you got it. Huh? Prepare. It's all through scripture. See, these are little things I'll be talking about when we read scripture. We ain't mastering nothing yet. And these are little things I'll be talking about in scripture that we ain't even mastered. Told Moses again, and it's all through it. Told Moses again, he said, tell them, bake what they will bake, see what they will see, and tell them to lay it up. But you got some. Huh? I'm not gonna be there. Last minute.
Yeah.
Ran out that morning, last minute. I need some manna. Gone. He told you it was gonna be gone. He told you what to do. To prepare yourself. Man, you kill a man for gathering sticks on the Sabbath day? Yes, because how many days did he have to gather sticks?
Six.
Did he just find out on the 6th day night that his house was running,
Low.
the fuel that was running his tent or his house was fire, and he needed firewood? He been through that. People I see that run their house on fire and firewood and fireplace, they got wood stacked up to the wazoo.
Almost all of
And when it starts coming down and dwindling down, they go out and chop some more and restack it again because you don't want it to run out. I watch that show sometimes where they be out there and they drop them off and they by themselves. They go get a few little twigs and start the fire, and then they don't be concerned. And then it start dwindling. Oh, the fire going out.
Mm-hmm.
And it always conveniently seems to start going out at night. They, oh, it's going out. Ah, no, it should I?
Should have a tree right here.
Wake up the next morning, they freeze. Because they didn't have no reserves. This is what I'm talking about. Because all of this is a part of a mindset of a liberated people. See, we just be teaching stuff and we ain't teaching a whole lot. All of this is a part of the mindset of a liberated people. It's more than just waking up, going, somebody tell you you can leave and you go somewhere. They want to ask, how did all them people move? 600,000 people, how you gonna move that quick? Because they were mobilized. They were efficient. You can move 600,000 people if they organize and mobilize. You can move thickly split.
Like that.
We ask, we ask it.
Unorganized.
We ask it. We ask it.
Right. We asked. How they move 600,000 people like
So
that?
we are not, the concept of organization
All right.
haven't kicked in.
Hallelujah.
We thinking somebody gonna just wake up and Trump gonna tell y'all free Negroes. And you just walk up out of here. Things gotta be organized. That's why when you read Numbers, the first thing you're gonna read, you read the Almighty breaking down the tribes. The heads of this family, the heads of this home, the head of that home, the head of, because things was, or it was set, it was organized.
Order to it all. Hallelujah.
You know, a little modification back there,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Organized.
So y'all might say, I'm tired. That's my plan. I can't. You don't want that. And it's gonna get even better.
Hallelujah.
See, because that's his spirit. Bring some organization to your life.
Hallelujah.
See, that move I might make. And it's gonna look like I might be going back, but I'm not. It's gonna bring some organization. Because sometimes you gotta dive at. You can have too much.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't get organized.
You can't get ahead either. That's right.
And that's why y'all might say, let them think you're going backwards. I'm actually taking you forward. Because you were pining away in all of this abundance. You were pining away and you didn't give your mind a chance to reset and get organized.
Hallelujah.
But if you do that, you're going to go forward.
Hallelujah.
You got to change some things. And many might not understand, but you'll understand.
Hallelujah.
Let me stop.
Hallelujah. That's right.
Sister B.
I just got a question. So it's not good. Is it good or not good to be set in your way?
If the ways and the virtues are righteous, yes, it's good to be set in your way. People, see, y'all might say that Jacob, he says of Jacob, he says of Israel, you are hard-hearted, you're stubborn, you're stiff-necked. He said, but you have something else, and that is you're rebellious. See, yes, it's good to be hard-hearted, good to be stiff-necked, good to be stubborn, because that's what got Father Jacob the blessing. His stubbornness got him the blessing. His heart being hardened to evil and giving up, that's what him being that character, that part of him, that's what got him the blessing. So in goodness, yes, but in wickedness, no. See, it's how he channeled it. To be set in my way, I'm setting this.
Yeah.
Like most people are set in Christianity. But we know Christianity is a lie. But they set in it. You ain't gonna move. Well, that same kind of fervor and spirit is supposed to be in you. Only you set in what you know, what we know is the truth. That's why Father Jacob said, you're gonna have to kill me before I turn you loose. Angel told him, turn me loose. He was stubborn. He said, I ain't turn you loose. He said, man, this daylight is coming. Turn me loose. I'm not, kill me. See, he was opposite of his brother. His brother was ready to forsake everything, and then he turned. I'm hungry. Take this. The brother just forsake it. Jacob wasn't like that. Jacob said, look, you can kill me. Then he told Almighty, he said, look here. Let's see, you got to be stubborn. You got to be set. When he made his vow. He said, look here. If you take me out, you bring me in, so that I come to my father's house in peace, I will surely give you a tenth of everything that you give me. And this little rock, huh? That's what people driving. There ain't no place to be. Little big place. Well, the house of Yah, the house of Elohim, Bethel, it started out as a rock. Because that's what he said, this rock. He said, but everything you give me, I'm gonna bring a tenth back into this rock. And this rock went from being one little rock to the house of Elohim.
Hallelujah.
Because he was resolute. He was set in what his relationship with the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
So in some things, it's good. It is good to be set in your way. If it's positive. If it's negative, wicked, evil, it's not. Then how do I know? We do it. Ask y'all. Be set on Yah. That's perfection. More people was set on Yah, we'd be in a better place.
That's right. Right. On point. So true.
We wouldn't be talking about it. More people was set on Yah, we wouldn't even be talking about the Feast on Unleavened Bread start on the 16th day.
All right.
If more people was set on Yah, we wouldn't be talking about no fish fries. Let me get into that real quick. I see I ain't gonna be able to segment it like I thought I would. But see, I'm learning to be with the Almighty. I'm learning to be
Like that palm.
like that palm tree.
Keep it away.
My son, I ran around like a chicken with his head cut off when we had the the Truth Summit. Making copies of everything, wasn't I? I said, yeah, this is what we're gonna use. I'm gonna use this when I get up there, and this is what I'm gonna Had all them copies, had folders and copies without it. Young pass this out and everybody get the hand. Man got up there, young Mike said, you ain't using none of that. Put that little folder right on over there. Yeah, I know you went to copy this and copy that. We ain't using none of that. We gonna speak this little 15 minutes and we gonna sit your tail down. Let's go. But the fish fries and Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yeah, Good
Good
Friday.
day to kill that man.
And Easter Sunday. Now I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I ain't never known too many people to look upon the day of one's mind and say that's a good day.
Unless they hated you.
And the more they meant, the more they celebrated that they was gone. Look at the fellas in Los Angeles. They mourning and still mourning his death because of what he was doing for the community. They ran around and said, what, about 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
They ain't coined that, oh, that's going, I can't, let's just say Monday. That's Good Monday. We celebrate Good Monday. Nipsey Hussle got murdered. Who does that? It's some crazy man. Now, the fish fries. Fish fries, that's quick to talk about, because that's just the way the church make money.
That's right.
See, there's some, I haven't been in church, I know all this. There's something called Lent season.
Right.
If you're a Catholic, there's something called Lent season. And in Lent season, you give up meat. You give up something. And all through Lent season, that's when they start their fish fries. That's why you after Lent season, you won't see them. But during Lent season, they put signs up. Fish fries, every Friday. And it's a money maker. That's the way they make money. Just like bingo and everything else. That's the way they make money. The fish dinner. And it's because people give up meat on Fridays. On Fridays, they give up meat during Lent season. On Friday. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, on Friday. I know because that's what I was in. Friday we ate fish. Boiled fish, fried fish. Fish sandwiches, fish sticks.
Yeah.
The fish. So that's what that is. Now, Lent season take you up to Easter. Lent season take you up to Easter. You say, what is Easter? Well, Easter, just like Christmas, was a concept of paganism, practiced long before 33 AD, had nothing to do with so-called Christ. Easter is a holiday after the deities of Ishtar, of deities of fertility, because that's how you get your eggs. That's really how you get your eggs in the Easter egg, because this deity around her bust line, showing that she's a deity of fertility, were eggs, because eggs symbolize life. So that's how the egg thing came to be incorporated into Easter egg hunt. Then, of course, they put bunny rabbits and all this kind of crazy stuff in there. But it's paganism. And it's paganism, much like they did with everything else. Once they found somebody to tie it to, a figure to tie it to, then paganism under Constantine and Christianity flourished. Because now I can pull in all the pagans and I can pull in all the early or late Christians, like my mother. because Constantine never joined the church. It is brother Constantine never himself joined the church. He remained his religious persuasion, he remained in the sect and the beliefs of the Son God before Christ. So he never joined the church. Biggest proponent of the church was his mother. That's who promulgated Christianity under Christ, was Constantine's mother. But he himself was never part of the church. But he found a way to appease pagans, Christians, adopted the sect of Christianity and the teachings, the ideology of Christianity, and everybody in his realm to bring them together. And y'all heard me often teach it. This is that part of Daniel where I often teach where the Roman Empire went from being the Roman Empire to now the Holy Roman Empire. Because now the way they would spread themselves is not through warfare solely, but through religious indoctrination, then warfare. That's why it was such a battle between the Holy Roman Empire and Islam, because Islam had its own religious belief. And that's what they used to fuel their fighting and spreading across the land. So Easter is a product of what the Almighty said in the book of Daniel. Let's go.
Yeah.
It too is the product of it, just like Christmas, just like New Year's.
Yeah.
7:24.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 24.
Start at verse 21. Can't
Hallelujah.
read that without reading that, so you can understand what's happening.
I beheld the same horn made war with the saints.
He beheld the same horn, this great horn that came up out of this fourth beast. It made war with the saints.
And prevailed against them.
And it prevailed against them, and it has.
Until the Ancient of Days came.
Until the Almighty himself comes.
And judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
And when he comes, he's coming with judgment.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom of earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms.
Yeah, different from all the other ones that was here.
And shall devour the whole earth.
Tread the whole earth.
And tread it down.
Yes.
And break in pieces.
In Australia, Europe, Africa, India, Americas. It's treaded the whole earth. Because this fourth beast, it covers a lot of things. Historical standpoint, it's going to cover a lot of years. The rulership of this fourth beast. It ain't quick, it ain't swift. It covers a lot of years. So you ask, how long? But that's what Daniel asked. How long? How long? He said, this beast is so different. He's not like the span of these other beasts that run a course of 500 years, 700 years, or different hundreds of years. This beast is going to run a course of thousands of years. Because he's the last one, but he's different. And he's going to spread himself and take himself across. There's so many horns. There's so many heads of. There's so much appendages of him because he's going to go all over the place. Even Babylon, it spanned continents, but it will pale in comparison to him. Because now you got to start getting into geography, history. You got to start getting into different things. There's said to be 7 major continents, and this beast is going to have dominion over most of them. Over most of them. Asia, he can't get into. No, because he can't get into Asia. He didn't never get into Asia. He never got a foothold in Asia. That's why in the end times, he's going to hear tidings coming out the east. Where he never got a foothold to, this is where he's going to hear tidings coming out of. That's why I said he's going to hear tidings coming out the east that's going to shake him. But he got into a lot of other places. Australia. All the Americas. Parts of Europe. Set up people in the Middle East. He moved and he devoured. He made places third world countries. Not by war, he did it by his economic machine. He would set people free and tell them they're free, but he would limit how they could trade and barter. He is a different beast than any other. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High,
Speaking great words against the Almighty Yah.
and wear out the saints of the Most High,
And we're out the saints.
and think to change law, to change times and law.
Thinking to change, not only thinking, but doing it. Thinking to change Moedim, appointed time, or festivals. Change the festivals or the appointed times of the Most High Yah.
And they
So
shall be
where they talking about Passover, which is of Yah. The way he changed it is Easter.
all right.
Where they thinking about New Year's. That's why to the people, they say, oh, y'all sound like April Fools. Because he changed it and went and put it in the dead of winter. This is not just something he did by happenstance to the world. This is an orchestrated, full-out attack on the Most High by wicked men and by the 4 beasts. To turn nighttime into daytime, where you can't even tell time correct. To call day night and night day. This is calculated and orchestrated.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, all right.
By the wicked and the 4 beasts. That's different from all other beasts. He shall think to change Moedim or festivals and laws.
And they
Not
shall,
under law. We under truth and grace. We're not under them commandments.
all right.
We under the dispensation of faith.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
You ain't got to be rigid into keeping this. What about a Sabbath day? No, that's done away with. Go play football. Go play basketball. Go shopping. Go to the show. Go this. Go that. Go have your family reunions. There is nothing about no Sabbath day you got to keep. That's antiquated.
Watch out.
But yet it's the only day that was wrote in creation itself.
Hallelujah.
The only day called out and named in creation itself. And they want to change it and have changed it. Change laws, time. festivals. And they should be given. Young Mike said it should be done. It should be given into his hand for a time, times, and a dividing of time.
But the judgment shall sit,
But judgment will come.
and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Hold on. Change is coming. Hold on. Don't worry. You can make it. Hold on.
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Change is coming.
Change is coming.
Change is coming.
See that, sister?
Yeah.
Huh? But hold on. That's what Trump is for.
Hold on.
Trump is good. He's signifying change. Got you not being comfortable. That's good.
Hallelujah.
You don't know what this fool going. That's good. Because in the days to come, things gonna change. You've been too comfortable. Therefore, you've been too lax. Therefore, got your mind thinking you always supposed to be here. And that's why y'all said, if my son or daughter a home-born slave, are they just born thinking they slaves? Even though they don't have no yoke and no feathers on, they in their mind, they just think they slaves. What a nation needs. What a nation needs. That's the theme of our conference. I ain't giving it away. Did I give away what I'm going to put? That's long. 27 verse.
Daniel 7, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
It's a what?
Everlasting kingdom.
Yes, this got to fall. And not only, see, because I'm got to get y'all in this changing your mind too. We talking about not only America, because once you start understanding what he's talking about in the book of Daniel,
Broke.
did it break?
Yep.
Or did it pop out?
He pulled it.
I pulled it. Did it come out the thing? Yeah, if not, there we go. Once you understand, and can get a little more juice to it. He's talking about kingdoms. This is where you got to get into history. And the world, it tells itself on a lot of these until it burns up. That's why they lock, stock, and barrel. France, England, didn't go through the British era. We're not talking about just the fall of America. You're talking about the fall of beasts. A beast that's been all over, like I said, the places he can get a foothold in. That's why when that church burnt this week, America quick to jump up. We're going to send money there to help build it back up. Top of the chart, ain't did much down, just top of the chart. We're going to send money and build it back up. That's a monument. And ain't mentioned a word about the 3 churches that's been burnt to the ground here in the United States, black churches.
In their own backyard.
Then get on there. We're going to send money, build them churches up. But that church burned, we're going to send them. And people and folks is crying.
Falling out.
Israel crying. Oh, it's burning. It's burning. looked at it on the news. I said,
It was like that touchdown, JC.
I looked down and I said, pity. And see, even for Israel, we're not to revel in somebody's misfortune. I said, pity. But it didn't make me know what to do.
Right.
Like if I would ride by here, or been riding down 75, and I say, man, I see flames. And I look over and behold, I say, that look like Torah Bible class. And it burned. I come try to come down. Man, what is it? Bible class. That's other people riding down, they probably be like, burn, baby, burn. I'll be home. What's wrong, brother? My life was over. I'll be crying then. I was finished getting dressed when I saw him. I was like, man, you know, huh? You know, but that's because the war has been made. The war has been made. And people don't know they at war. We've been at war for a long season. For a long season. Maybe all that's to be taught in another time, so we don't get too far through. But look at what Daniel said, 28th verse.
Hitherto is the end of the matter.
He said, this is the end of the matter.
As for me, Daniel.
And as for me, Daniel wrote, said, as for me, Daniel.
My cogitations much troubled me.
My thoughts, my connotations, they much troubled me when I was shown this vision.
And my countenance changed in me.
So much that my countenance, people could see that something was on my mind. It was wearing on me.
But I kept the matter in my heart.
But I kept this matter in my heart.
Hallelujah.
Because it was a grave matter, a serious matter, to know and be shown that the way things were supposed to be and was is going to be totally changed. That from Passover, what Daniel knew, Passover, they're going to be talking about Easter. From what Daniel knew, Sabbath day, they were going to be talking about Sunday. Now, from what Daniel knew, the New Year, they were going to be talking about New Year's is another time. Now, from what Daniel knew as the praising of Yah every day, they were going to be praising JC. Because before I take you to Christ, let me show you. See, people want to know what time. What time? What time? I'm going to give you, what is Almighty going to give you the start of time, of this calamity. Go to Daniel. It's your 8th chapter.
Yes, sir.
The more and more you study it, the Almighty is going to enlighten you. Because these are not really great different divisions are coming to Daniel. They're just coming and they're reinforced. You got the 8th chapter?
Yes, sir.
Start at verse 12.
Hallelujah.
Verse 11.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 11. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down,
Cast down.
and a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression.
In other words, and the command was given against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. It was cast down, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced, and it prospered. Then I heard one saint speaking unto another saint, and unto a certain saint which spoke, saying, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot? And he said unto me, even 2,200 evenings and mornings, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Now that was talking about one account. The next account that's going to be talked about, you find in Daniel, the 9th chapter. Actually, I want to just jump. Go to Daniel 12th chapter.
Hallelujah.
Here's what I want you to see. 12th chapter, 11th verse. We're just going to jump right to the 12th.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 11.
Start at verse 9, please.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Go thy way, Daniel,
This was told to Daniel by the holy ones. He said, Go your way.
for the words are closed up.
But now, go ahead.
The words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end.
So although revelation was shown to him, he did not get the complete revelation. It closed up the completeness of the revelation. And he said it won't be to be revealed until what?
The end time.
The end time. This is where the book of Revelations try to pick up at, talking about the 7 seals and who is worthy to open it.
Right. Hallelujah.
See, everything is and this is part of what the Almighty is saying. They tamper with everything. This is why that came about. The 7 seals. Who worthy to open it? And I saw the Lamb coming. And he was given the key and he could open the 7 seals. Because they know at the end time is signified by one who comes, who can understand all things the revelation is given to Daniel. And he can do so because he will be sent of the Most High God.
Hallelujah.
That's that great teacher, great messenger everybody looking for. Because even Daniel left off not able to decipher every single thing. And the Almighty said, there won't be one to do that until I send you him that I told you is coming to prepare the day for me. And then Yahweh, whom you seek, shall suddenly come.
Hallelujah.
He's an end time prophet. So he won't be throwing no darts, guessing. He's the end time prophet. Turn the hearts of the children to the fathers, and the hearts of the fathers to the children. Lest in that day, after he's done teaching and dispensing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, Yah comes and destroys, and there's not none worthy of salvation. But there will be, because he'll come and he'll do his job, and he'll do it perfectly, because he got the mind and the spirit of Yah flowing through him.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried. But understand that the wicked will still do wickedly. They ain't gonna change. Stop looking for them to change. The wicked, if anything, they're gonna ramp up. And none of the wicked will understand. Because they ain't looking to understand that the world is short, that their time is short. But the wise will understand. And even them that's caught up in the wicked scheme, they won't understand. But the wise will understand. Now, what is the time frame for all this to take place? What is the time frame for this to happen in? Because everybody want to know a time frame. What is the time frame? Well, he's about to tell you. Read.
Verse 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away.
From the time that you take away the daily sacrifice. What's the daily sacrifice?
Sacrifice is given every morning.
And
Huh? Come on, talk to me. Y'all know, y'all know, y'all been in here.
The daily sacrifice.
What is it?
They sacrifice in the lamb.
The sacrifice, right?
Let's go to Numbers.
Is the offering lamb?
Let's go to Numbers.
Okay.
Let's go to Numbers. So we can let people know what the daily sacrifice is. Go book of Numbers. Number 28,
Hallelujah.
verse 1.
Hallelujah. Numbers chapter 28, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying,
Who spoke to Moses?
Yahweh, command the children of Israel, and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire for a sweet savor unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season.
In the due season, at the appointed time again, at their fixed time.
And
This is another thing they took away, the beast took away. Go ahead.
And thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
2 lambs
Yes.
of the first year without spot.
Yes.
Day by day.
Day by day.
For a continual burnt offering.
For the continual burnt offering, the 1 lamb.
Shall thou offer in the morning?
Evening.
In the morning.
At evening.
In the morning.
At evening.
In the morning.
It don't even start today?
No.
When you supposed to offer that 1 lamb?
In the morning.
And this is in its due season, right?
Right.
Why in the morning?
But that's what y'all said, do it in the morning.
Not only that, because that's what start every day.
That's what start every day also.
So in the morning, that's the first one. Go ahead.
Without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. The 1 lamb shall thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shall thou offer at evening.
And the other one you give at evening. You give me one at the opening of the day. You give me the other at the closing of the day. And you do this every day. This was known to be the daily sacrifice.
Hallelujah.
And this daily sacrifice was given unto whom?
Moses.
To Yahweh.
Give it.
To signify that every day we woke up with thanksgiving and praise and honor and glory to the Holy One of Israel.
Hallelujah.
That's what the daily sacrifice was for.
Hallelujah.
So I make this keynote as well when people talk about, well, I can't keep the Sabbath day because we don't have no sacrifice. Well, then you can't live then. Because we made a sacrifice every day that we got up. They made a sacrifice. That was called a daily sacrifice. So you can't, if you're hinging everything on the sacrifice, then stop living. Because you ain't nobody doing no daily sacrifice. Because it was taken away. But what it signified is our prayer, our devotion, our recognition every single day to the Almighty Yah. That He and He alone was King, was Elohim, was ruling. That's why He told Moses, I want one every day to me. Now, that's why going back to Daniel, that's why I said the time frame for all the truth to be cast to the ground, for the beast to rule. What's the time frame? From the time back to Daniel 12 and verse 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, from the time that the acknowledgement, the service, the praise, the honor, the glory, all of it be given to Yah, from the time that that is taken away, and the abominable idol that maketh desolate is set up. So from the time that they finally took all of the things geared towards serving Yah away and gave us an idol and gave the world an idol, that's your start time. That's your start time of the dominion of this beast and the era of the fourth beast. Till how long? There shall be 1,290 days. But blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to 1,335 days. But go thou thy way till the end be, Daniel, for you shall rest and stand in thy lot till the end day. All this passes over you. And it did, because he didn't live through the period of the fourth beast.
So we living in that time.
We're living in that time. We're living in that era. That's why you always hear people refer to 2,000 years ago. What happened 2,000 years ago? You hear people talk about that all the time. 2,000 years ago. Because that's it. Part of the expanse of time that all the calamities of the world concerning the Almighty Yah has started. Now it's just where we at within this period and time frame. Your hand is burning, brother. Go ahead.
Yes, it is. I just wanted to know something, all right. So based on this information right here, can we pinpoint the day they set up this deity that the whole world recognizes? Because there's only one deity that the whole world recognizes, and that's the Christ of the New Testament. So can we pinpoint the exact date that deity was set up? Is it possible? Because I know me, I'm actually gonna try and find it, but
and many men have. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's been closed to many men. It looks simple, but it's not. That's why it was closed to Daniel.
to find out that exact
To find
date
out that exact
they
date.
set that up.
When it was exactly set up. It looks very simple and easy to do.
Because it would have to. I guess it wouldn't be like the day it was set up, but I guess it would be the day that it was recognized by the world.
Remember, day, you're talking time.
Right.
When you read the word day, you're talking time. So the time that it was set up. So somebody might want to say, well, okay, I got it. It was this, and it was on this date and this year. He's talking time because it took time.
So the only time that we do got is the time that they give when they say he came in the time of the fish or whatever. I guess they saying that was his age or that was his era during that time, during that solar solstice of the Pisces or of that
Well,
fish.
I'll tell you that no, I'll tell you, and then I'm gonna show you because in answering this question, this is still all in answering Brother Vern's question. Because I'll tell you, this is even after the time. This won't start. The time that the daily sacrifice is taken away, that don't even start until after Christ.
But they're starting to find that out anyway, though, aren't they? I mean, they are actually.
Because everything that he did, and that's why we're getting ready to go into this. See, that don't happen till after him. After him.
Okay.
Because while he's alive, while he's walking, while he's teaching, they're still making daily sacrifices. He's still keeping the Sabbath day. He went into the synagogue every day and to the temple every day on the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
That's where he taught. When they brought him to trial, the temple is still highly functional. That's where they brought him to trial at. See, the only thing he's doing is when you understand and starting to understand the New Testament, really, I'm gonna tell you something about this person that everybody despises. And I despise him as an idol because he's not the Most High.
Hallelujah.
But what he is a great rebel rouser to the Pharisees and the Sadducees who have been corrupted in the priesthood. And that's why he always went to the temple challenging them in their corruption of the priesthood. Because he knew that the Pharisees and Sadducees had fallen far away from the Levitical seed and line of how the temple should be ran. Because at this time, through the lineage, coming all the way through history, it is corrupted. It is corrupted. And he's a challenger. That's why they are the ones who speak. This notion about, see, can we?
Go ahead, Moray, teach. Go ahead.
This notion about all Israel Jews hated him and killed him. That's false. If that's the case, then why was the whole city moved when he came on Palm Sunday? Why was the whole city of Israelites and Jews moved to greet him with palms? I know. See, that's the end of the matter. I never wonder why y'all might let me grow up and all that. But I know because I was in that. Palm Sunday. And that's what we reenacted in church, where we raised the palm. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. Blessed be he that come in the name of the Lord. If the whole city was moved to come out and do that and lay palms down as he rode in on the ass, then you can't tell me the whole city, then the Jews hated him. The ones that hated him was the Pharisees and the Sadducees, whom he confronted all the time, and little pocket sets that they influenced. So all the nation of Israel did not hate him. That's why he don't fit Isaiah. He despised and rejected him because he wasn't. They adorned him. They loved him. They cherished him. Even when he's at the cross. I'm talking New Testament. Even when he's at the cross, the city is moved. People are crying. Women are lamenting and mourning. But no, this don't even take place within his life. This is years after him. But he's the instrument that they use. That they use. Like you would take any dead man and twist him around and use him. I tell y'all that all the time. A couple of years, they got Muhammad Ali being the great American hero. But while he was alive, he was a scorn and a scourge. They got Martin Luther King being a great American hero.
Right.
But while he was alive, you hunted him down till you finally assassinated him. Once he dead, you can spin him, especially if somebody don't keep his true memory alive. And that don't take long. I got to say it. Moray ain't been dead 10 years. And if some people didn't keep held on to exactly what he said, by now, it would be spent in a whole nother life. And you can get mad and you hear this all you want to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you can do that. You can do that if somebody don't keep that. That's why when people ask me, well, I don't think he never existed. I say, I think he existed. But I think he was just an ordinary teacher. I think he taught law. Because as Elisha used to even say, every lie is built and based on some truth.
Yes, sir.
And I know how wicked men are. You grab a figure that people did know something about and you spin it. And you spin it.
Well, a lot of people say he was a real man.
So he may not have been totally made up. But once they got their pen and started embellishing on this person, and then they wrote him into being a god. Then they set him up. But let's see. If people telling you they don't know about Passover, and we are cold, and what we doing is wrong. Well, let's see if that's correct. So what we gonna do, if y'all don't mind, we gonna go
To that new lie.
to where they go, or where they say they go.
The New Testament.
Cause we gonna see. We're gonna see today. Since you asking questions, and you can take this back to your people, respectfully. You're gonna see if he will be here with us, or if he'll be there with them. If he'd be here with us, ready to talk about Passover and memorialize Passover, or if he'd be ready to get himself ready tomorrow. If he went down to Men of Fashions, got him a nice crisp suit, and he ready to break in some nice dress shoes, and he ready to break them out tomorrow, Easter Sunday. But let's see what he would be. Go to Matthew.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
Go to Matthew. $26. Y'all don't mind? Y'all tell me now.
Not at all. Go ahead.
Y'all tell me. Because some of y'all look like I'm losing y'all. I don't want to lose nobody.
That book.
But I do want to make crooked things straight. So my brother asked me.
Yeah.
And y'all might say, we going to get the handout. I know y'all itching to see what the handout is.
In the book of Matthew,
Yeah.
chapter 26.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start verse 1.
Yes, please do.
Hallelujah. And it came to pass,
Uh-huh.
when Christ of the New Testament had finished all these things,
That he said unto his disciples,
ye know that after 2 days
is Easter.
is the feast of Passover.
Is Easter.
The feast of Passover.
Isn't that what he said? You see that, brother? He said, you know that after 2 days, count them, 2 days, 1, 2, we getting ready to celebrate what?
Passover.
We get ready to keep what?
Passover.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
And the Son of
Hey,
Man.
you Israelites, y'all crazy. Then Christ crazy then. Because he said, you know, after 2 days, we keeping what? Passover.
And the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
Then he tell me, and you know, alongside that, that's when they're gonna come get me. They come to get me at Passover time.
Then
Now let's see if they kept it. We're gonna bypass some of this
all
other
right,
stuff.
hallelujah.
Let's go down to the verse 17. Let's hear. This is where confusion come in. Sometimes people be talking about Passover and we keeping unleavened bread for 7 days and we keeping Passover for 7 days. Here's how they get that because they got it confused. Go down to verse 17.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Christ of the New Testament, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master said, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples.
I will keep a what?
Passover.
At thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as JC had appointed them, and they made ready to what?
Passover.
It keeps saying what?
Passover.
Where is at? Where is this east at?
I don't know.
That you talking about? This man keep talking about what?
Passover.
He keep talking about an appointed time of who?
Yahweh.
That's all he knows. If his death and resurrection was supposed to overshadow, he should have just told him, hey, wait until they kill me. And I get up and y'all come find that I'm up. And then that's the next day y'all gonna keep, y'all just celebrate that. He would have made a big deal out of that. He said, what? Passover. Passover. Passover.
Now, when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12.
He sat down with them when evening was come. Evening of what?
The Passover.
The evening of the 14th day, which is the start of what? Passover.
And they said, and they did eat. He said, Verily I say unto you,
And they ain't had no boiled eggs.
that one of you shall betray me.
Now this is where he started telling one of them. He said, one of y'all is a betrayer. Go ahead.
And they were exceedingly sorrowful. And began every one of them to say unto him,
Yeah.
Master, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me.
When we go to dip this bread in this dish, to flavor it, because it's a little dish you can have, to flavor it, we go dip it in there. And I got to do my research before I say it, so that everybody, but we're going to dip it in there, and we bring it, if by happenstance, when I reach for it, and the same person reach for it, we reach for it at the same time, because it's just by chance, that's the one you're going to know is my betrayer. When I reach and he reach and we reaching at the same time and dip, that's the one that's going to betray me. Go ahead.
The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said.
Judas said, is it me? As if he talking with a guilty conscience. JC said, hey, you said it. Now, let me tell you sidebar. It's a gospel according to Judah. Where Judah is not the betrayer at all. Oh, drop the bomb on y'all.
Got them close look.
That's one of the ones they did not canonize. But while they eating Passover, look, this is what he said. And as they were eating, JC took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. Communion. There's a bunch of stuff they changed when he said they would speak great words against the Most High. Communion came from Passover. When you run up and get your little waiver, this is body of Christ. Oh, he was eating the Passover when he made this thing. So they took Passover meal, replaced it with communion. Now the people know communion and they don't know the Passover. And he took the cup and gave thanks and said unto them, drink ye all of it. This is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many and the remission of sins. But this is what they was drinking at Passover. This was the Passover meal where he made these statements. And they took this and turned it into communion. And he kept it not only here, if you want to write down next to it, so that you can have an abundance to show the people, so they don't think that you just willy-nilly them. You can write down Mark, the 14th chapter, because it's going to tell you about the same thing. You can write down Luke, the 22nd chapter, because it's going to tell you about the same thing. And I promise you that when you read all those, there's not a word there, my brother. Not a word there about Easter. So as you take this back to your brothers and sisters that's questioning you about Passover and unleavened bread, ask them to justify Easter. Not even by the word of Yah. Ask them to justify by their own New Testament. Because here, just like I could show you with the Sabbath day, he was keeping the way of Yah. No fish fries, no Good Friday, no Ash Wednesday. Huh? Had me going to school looking like a fool. Man, what you down south playing in the dirt? I said, what you talking about? Hey, there's dirt on your forehead. I said, these are ashes, man. I went to church, got ass with brothers in the Baptist church. They're like, what's that for? I said, we just put ash on that. And I still ain't even found it here. Start doing something that ain't even in here. But because Daniel, now I understand though, because they would think to change time, laws, and everything that the Almighty have in his book. They would think take it away in their spiritual warfare against Israel, in their annihilation of the nation, Israel. That's why the Almighty said, were it not for the heap up wrath. You got to start looking at things. We think wrath is just spent with somebody beating us, and no, there could be a smile and be wrath at the same time. There is a war going on out there. As real as any war in Iraq, Kuwait, Syria, anywhere else. And this war has great and terrible ramifications. Anything physical to come, that's just the picking up the pieces. They've been making this war for a long, long time, and there's been many casualties of war. Sister B.
Praise God. I want to ask, 20, 26, and 20 is Matthew. And he said that now when the evening was coming, he sat down with the 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back over here to 25. Then Judah. What Judah is this?
Judas.
Oh, this thing.
In the Hebrew, they're gonna call him Judah.
Oh,
But this is Judas. It's Judah Iscariot. You read the 14th verse, you'll see his name there. One of the 12 called Judah Iscariot went unto the chief priest. It's Judah Iscariot, one of the disciples. He said to have betrayed him. But like I said, the gospel according to Judah, or according to Judas, it paints a whole nother light on that story even itself.
so they just don't have to come up with 12 disciples.
12 disciples. Like I said, everything to parody the scripture.
Right.
12 disciples, 12 tribes.
They do got Easter in here though.
That's added in. That's a new added in. That's a new additive.
All right, that's what I figured.
You will see nobody. You will see. Let me say this. You will see nobody talk about celebrating Easter Sunday or Resurrection Sunday in the New Testament because there was no such thing as Resurrection Sunday.
Make up a whole bunch of stuff.
There was no such beast as a Resurrection Sunday. Matter of fact, we don't know when. If he was resurrected, we don't know when he got up.
But they always had the body.
Let me show you why we don't know when he got up. So you can show this to your family as well. Matthew 28.
Matthew chapter 28.
Actually, here's what we're going to do so we can get a good timeline. Here's what I want you to do. Go to Matthew 27.
Hallelujah.
So we can get a good timeline. That's the only reason why we're here reading this. You got it?
Verse 1.
No, we ain't gonna read that one.
All right. Hallelujah. You see a lot of Jesus.
Let's start at verse 45.
Hallelujah. Matthew chapter 27,
Mm-hmm.
verse 45.
Yes.
Now, from the 6th hour, there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour.
From the 6th hour to the 9th hour of the 6th day. Because that's the day he was crucified on the 6th day. So from the 6th hour unto the 9th hour. And like I said, when I was in church, we go to church, they cut the lights off while we was in that mass. They cut the lights off, made the whole church dark. This was to represent and signify that the darkness came over the land. We'd be on our knees and stuff, and people in there crying and carrying on. And they cut the lights off and leave them off.
I want to do that when we talk about Genesis 1.
And so that's what that signified. So it's from the 6th hour to The ninth hour, there was darkness over the land.
And about the ninth hour,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying,
They had a narrator reading all this. Ninth hour, he cried out with a loud voice, saying,
Eli, Eli,
the little
lama,
priest,
lama sabachthani.
the little priest, that's what he would say. That was his part. It was like a play. The little priest would cry out with the lights out and everything. He'd cry out, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, he'd be echoing through the church, and he would start hollering and crying. Some of them passing out, slouching down. You know, what the devil is this? Old lady just falling on you. Everybody emotional. They put on the show now.
They did.
It was working, Jackie.
Let's get the demons
Yeah,
out
I mean, hey, it was working.
I had Satan jump up out with that costume on.
Why say, my God, why have you forsaken me? And some of them that heard, and some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, this man called for Elijah. Ain't that something? He called for Elijah. And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it in the reed and gave it to him to drink. And the rest said, let it be. Let us see whether Elijah will come to save him. I don't know why they look for Elijah. But JC, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the spirit. Behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks broke. And the graves, look at this, all this is supposed to happen now. And the graves were open. Dead people supposed to get up. People, uncles and mamas and grandparents supposed to get up. And nobody wrote this in the annals of Roman history. Nobody wrote that such a day happened, such a feat happened, that graves, because it didn't say graves of specific people, it said graves opened up. Huh? Of all, just cemetery. Just think if you saw cemetery that people just getting up. Nobody gonna write and say, man. Nobody gonna write and say, man, that's a big thing. Huh? And they shot the Pope and then people just start getting all over the world, people just start raising up. Ain't nobody gonna write down nothing. This the only place you can get that from? And when he died, the grave opened up? And many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Where'd they go? They didn't go check in at Hilton and Ramada Inn? Come on now. And came out of the graves after his resurrection and went into the holy city. They went into the holy city. Didn't nobody in Jerusalem write there? Flavius Josephus didn't get a wind of this, that he would write that? Because he ain't wrote a word about that in the antiquities of the Jews. That the holy city was flooded with resurrected people. Now, when the centurions and they that were with him watching JC saw the earthquake and those things which were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly this was the Son of the Most High. And many women were there beholding afar off, who followed JC from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, of course, his wife, Miriam, the mother of James and Joseph, of course, his mother, and Mary of Zebedee's children. And when evening was come, I'm not going to elaborate too much more so we can keep this time frame. The evening of what day?
The evening of the sixth day.
The evening of the sixth day, that's right. Keep that in mind. It's the evening of the sixth day. When evening was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, whose name was Joseph, who also himself was JC's disciple. And he wasn't. He went to Pilate and begged of the body of JC. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewed out in a rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre, and he left. And there was Miriam Magdalene and the other Miriam sitting over against the sepulchre. Now they sitting over against it. They didn't leave. When he rolled that stone over Friday night, they stayed there, mourning his wife and his mother. Brother Aaron, why you can't stay his wife? Because that was his wife. Now the next day, look at this. What's the timeline? Now the next day that followed the day of preparation. What's that day called?
The Sabbath day.
That's the Sabbath day. Huh? That followed the day of preparation. The chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that the deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command, therefore, that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day be past. Lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, he is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first error. So they thought they made a mistake now. Pilate said unto them, ye have the watch, go your way, make it as sure as you can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. And they did all that on what?
The 6th day.
No.
6th night.
No,
Oh no, they did that on
they did that on what?
The
On the Sabbath day.
That's right. My bad.
Now, after 28th chapter. Now, after the Sabbath was passed, and as the day after the Sabbath began to dawn, begin to start. What day is that?
First day.
That's the first day, or what people call today Sunday. As it began to dawn, came back Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to the what?
The sepulchre.
Because they didn't stay there on the Sabbath day, because that was the Sabbath day. So they respected, they respected the what?
Sabbath.
They respect the what?
The Sabbath.
Over who?
Over Sunday. Over JC.
Over JC. We mourn for him. We sorry. But this is Sabbath day. We gotta go keep the Sabbath day. So they left.
We come back.
They came back when?
Sunday.
Sunday.
He was gone.
And when they came back Sunday, behold, there was a great earthquake that nobody felt on the Sabbath day. Look at all this stuff that's supposed to be happening. A great earthquake. For the angel of Yah descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning. Okay, go through all that. But he, long, short, he's gone.
He was never in there.
He's gone. When they come on the first day, ain't nobody there. He gone. And they came at the start of the first day. Not midway. Not when it's over. They came before, as a matter of fact, the book said, as it began to dawn.
They was there to break a light.
He gone.
They was watching the light come in.
So, ergo, that first day ain't even started. Not when you know how to keep time. Now, even if you don't know how to keep time, and you say 12 midnight starts a new day,
He was already
he
gone.
gone. But if you know how to keep time, before the first day even begins, has a chance to begin, he's already
He was gone before the
He got up
Sabbath.
Saturday night.
He was gone before the Sabbath.
He got an early check-in, check-out.
Check out.
He got an early checkout. He caught a red-eye flight. I got some place to be. You know, they would string me up. They'd get to me. But he wasn't there. He didn't stick around there. He said, well, I don't know what group y'all got now. He said, they having a concert. It's time for me to get up out of here Saturday night. Get down there, Bethany. They having a concert down there. Let me roll out. You stay around here. Ain't nothing to stay around here for.
Right.
But in other words, he's gone. He's gone. There is no Easter Sunday because there is no Resurrection Sunday because he is gone before Sunday. No wonder he himself is going to tell people, you worship what you know not. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. We know what we're doing. Salvation is of Yehuda. Because Yehuda is keeping the old way. Can't even justify what you're doing by your book.
Sad. They follow this book.
They don't follow it because they wouldn't be doing it. It testifies against them.
They say they follow it.
They follow the as the scriptures say, the Almighty said, they follow the precepts of men. The fear of Yah is taught by the precepts of men.
Yes, sir.
That's why I showed y'all that, because I want y'all to take it and test it. Show this to the people through the week and see what kind of looks you get from them. They're gonna be dismayed. They're gonna be like sitting there. They're gonna be dismayed, confounded. Because as I tell them all the time, they think you in a cult, then your Savior was in a cult. He in the same cult you got me in.
Hallelujah. That's what you said to us.
That's right. He said, I wasn't sent to nobody but the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Hallelujah.
Hope you took good notes.
Hallelujah.
That's like Sister Bia. That's gone in the wind. I'll teach it again, but it won't be like that. That's gone. And we spend all day on move. JC. And that's past. It's 4:30.
Hallelujah.
The next portion, since we cleared up, look, that's good, because we cleared up that.
Yes, sir.
This next portion, as we gonna break 4:30. Yeah, that's a quick one.
Hallelujah. When day and fast time does fly.
Next portion, we're gonna get into what is meaningful and what is true,
Hallelujah.
and that is Pesach or Passover. That is the redemption of the Almighty's people. Because as I said, when you're reading these scriptures, you must, what I try to always do so that it will be, and that's my style, I try to put us in the frame of mind where we are there.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
Because when you read these scriptures, you must, the Almighty Word come all over it and span all time. But you must also be able to put yourself in kind of a fictitious, not fictitious, but a time traveling kind of mindset where you're not dealing with just 2019. You want to go back as if you were right there with Moses himself. You want to be back there. So as David, it's 14 days right now. See yourself as Israelites of an antiquity. in Egypt. And at this time, they're preparing themselves. They kept up the land, taking it out on the 10th day. And now they're getting ready to start preparing themselves to start the slaughtering. They're drawing it out, they're leading them to his house, and they're getting ready to start preparing it to slaughter it. And all the rites that go with it. To prepare themselves for when nighttime comes. When nighttime comes, they're shut up in their homes, ready to do as it said, pass the night. Well, it's called Passover. Pass the night. Called Passover for a couple of reasons. It's the Almighty passing over our houses, but we pass through, the other connotation is to pass through the night, to go through that night. So we went through that night. And why I like to tell people, there ain't no law. I'm not making no new commandment. But like I said, to get the spirit of your people, even even the night when you go home, it's a good thing to simmer down. Go home partying and all that. Go home and simmer down. Get a feel, pass the night through calmly. Don't get so caught up in things. Pass the night through like how your forefathers did. But they spent this night in great one morning. They were in the house praying, trusting in God, teaching, reveling in each other's company. But they were waiting on the Almighty to fulfill His promise. They was thinking on Yah. They was thinking on the next day. What would the next day look like? What was it going to bring? Then as they passed through the night as well, they started to hear them that was mingled in those cities. And you're going to start, like I said, that's why the handout is there. You're going to see what was going on. They started to hear the terrible screams of agony. Because as the Almighty said, about midnight, they started to hear all the horror, all the screams. And everybody that was firstborn, they wasn't that they crept up on them while they was asleep. Someone was walking, some of them, because even at night, they walking around and you just see a joker fall out. Bam. Hey man. But think about a young lady, a young man, and just fall out. Bang. This was a great toll taken on Eve. So you want to put yourself in, like I say, your forefather's place. You see, you ain't gotta eat no, you don't have to eat no unleavened bread. If you don't want to, you don't have to, you ain't gotta take it out of your house. Because the hog of unleavened bread that is kept in Jerusalem. But one reason why I do it is for the 7 days to know what my forefathers, what they felt. Other nations always realize what their forefathers happened to them.
Yes, sir.
Because it binds the tie. Takes me from being sympathetic to being empathetic. And I'm to come down and actually feel what you feel. Experience what you experience. Like I said, it's not a sad time.
Hallelujah.
For them 7 days we were moving from station to station, moving out.
Covered a lot of ground.
We was feeling a certain way. All we knew, we got out of under that whip. We were free. We were liberated. That's the language we heard not. He said, when he went through the land of Egypt and I heard a language that I understood not, we didn't understand freedom. Because had nobody spoken that to us for over 400 years. All we knew was being bondmen. We didn't know the language of freedom, liberation, independence. Many of us don't know it today here.
That's right. Hallelujah.
We don't know that language.
So no. Thank you, guys.
When you say go, take your cattle, take your children, take your wives, take everything you have. Take this. Give them that gold. Break the gold and bless me. Just be gone. That's why I said, stop playing with yourself, Israel. They
Hallelujah.
come tomorrow and tell you, go. Trump come tomorrow and tell you the same thing. Go. Open up the Federal Reserve. Take all this. Bless me. We're going to be running around. We're going to be running. We're going to be running around. He said we can go. He said we can go.
Where you going?
It's going to be pitiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be pitiful.
It's right here.
Now, I ain't going to know what you need.
Just like that.
Then unfunctional people, dysfunctional family, because we're a dysfunctional family. Arguing. Can't go nowhere. Because going to be arguing. What country we go to first? I don't know, man. I won't go here. I won't go here. It would be right here at Suez, right there on the Potomac, right where they dropped us off at. When you change your mind about coming to get us and bring us back, money ain't got to go too far. We'd be right there in Virginia where they dropped us off at the first time. They didn't go nowhere. No, they didn't. They don't know where to go. Because haven't heard the language, understood not, and you haven't had the necessary things happen to you that you need to have happen to you to crave freedom, liberation, emancipation. If you haven't rather wanted to see death than life, then you ain't ready. You ain't ready. Uh-oh, let's adjourn. Sister Via, before we adjourn. Sister Via.
Praise our Lord, our honor, Yahweh, our hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I was just thinking, as I sat here, and like you were saying, about, maybe taking this night, to reflect and just, thinking and just read up, on what happened to our ancestors. And then that was going along with what I was saying about having a feast of unleavened bread and how your mind and will be open, to you thinking and, meditating on Yahweh's words. And I was just thinking to myself, that on this day, on this night, that what happened, to our firstborn. And I only have one child, and just think of what, and the mothers and the ones here, just the thought, and the meditation, the ones, the sisters and brothers that is in Israel that only has, one child or one son, I only have one son, and how he said he was going to kill the firstborn son. And, and this could happen, and I was thinking, that could have been me, if had we been, not praising Yah and worshiping Yah, my firstborn could have been gone. So, that was just, a thought that I never, that really came to my mind, on the events, the things that was taking place. Like we talk about, put ourselves, in the scriptures, or put yourself, in the actual what's going on. And I was just thinking to myself, I could, that could have easily, been my firstborn son, and I was it just dawned on me, in that meditation and that thought, about, the Passover and what it means, and, the thought that it brings. So I was just thinking about that.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Is it wrong? Is it an error? Is it being righteous over much? Or should not even do it at all? If someone was to put the red tissue on the outside of their door, now that's they going a little too far doing that. Is that correct?
1 year, it might be last
Because I'm
year.
just saying how they, memorializing it.
I gave out little pieces of red, little felt things, just to signify the blood. But it wasn't nothing where I thought about putting it over the door or decorating the door or anything like that. But I did 1 year give out little red, just signifying what a part of what that night was. But it's nothing that I would probably line up, and do and make that like doing the rights of it and everything. Just stick with what you're reading.
No, I was just.
Yeah, I know. No, it's a legitimate question.
A
It's a
lot of people,
legitimate
I know,
question.
when we get into these feast days and things, we've been so accustomed to doing things and the mannerism on how the heathens do things that, when we get a feast day, we like to go all out.
Yeah.
So,
It's a legit question. A brother I talked to him, he said, yeah, they want to meet and they want to eat, but they're not counting the Passover. I said, yeah, but next year, just eating on that night turns into something slowly, and the next thing you got it turned into, you got it turned into something that, so, so we just reading, and memorializing, and those
keep it in your mind.
keep it in your mind.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Use that imaginary time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hallelujah. Praise God.
So we're gonna come back at 5:30.
Hallelujah.
So I can divulge everything to everybody because it don't mean you gotta stay and nobody be the wiser. But we're gonna come back at 5:30, and from 5:30 to that's why I was trying to break it up from 5:30. I know that's wrong to 8. We're gonna get as much of this in because that's what it is today. Is we're gonna incorporate memorializing the Passover with the Sabbath day.
Hallelujah.
So 5:30 to 8, we're gonna come on back and we're gonna get started.
Praise God.
All right.
Hallelujah.
We give our minds a chance to relax. Get some vittles. Brother Hakai, gonna ask you to take us into our break.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yahweh.
Praise the mighty Yahweh.
Thank you, Yahweh, for the blessings bestowed upon us this day. Thank you, Yahweh, for allowing us to grace your court and to receive your lessons of wisdom and understanding. We thank you, Yahweh, for all the things that you do to us and for us and your people Israel. Yahweh, as we take this break, God, let us not forget that it is your holy Sabbath day. Let us stay focused on you and on the lessons that's at hand. Give us the strength to enjoy each other as we communicate with one another, and let us not speak our own words and begin to do our own things on this day. Y'all, we give thanks and praise to your holy and everlasting name. I'm saying hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yahweh. Yah is righteous all the time, both day and night. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. What's up? You want me to talk?